sum total on how much the state can expect to recoup from these tax changes and how much that will go to families?
We don't have scoring yet. Nonpartisan staff will do that as they usually do. I will say that the cleanup bill is really intended to be just that. That one in particular should land pretty close to net zero, and the other ones we'll have to see what the analysis is. Other questions, Robert?
Yeah, how do these get around Tabor, and how do you respond to potential Tabor legal challenges that might arise if this passes?
Yeah, so Tabor says certain things have to go to the voters. A new tax, increasing a tax rate, a couple of other things that are listed in a subsection of Tabor. We have gotten advice from our nonpartisan lawyers, and we believe none of what we're doing is any of that. Tabor says its preferred interpretation is that which reasonably restrains the growth of government. I think the emphasis has to be on reasonable. The Supreme Court, in cases going back to the 90s, has said Tabor does not divest the legislature of all ability to make policy choices and small adjustments. So that's the kind of thing we've done in the past, and that's what we're doing this year. Other questions?
Actually, if I could follow up to on Nick's question, specifically the tax credit that's essentially kind of replacing FATSI. Do you have a ballpark estimate for how much you can generate for that particular credit?
It's going to depend on the bill, the way that, and these will be introduced soon, and you'll see them. But the way things are written is to try to offset. For example, you'll see what the score, if you will, what the software provision is that would support a family affordability credit in that amount. I will say that I don't think we're going to be able to reach the full value of what FATSI was for tax year 25, which was $800+ million. We're doing the best we can in an environment where we have been dealt a heavy, frankly, blow by the federal government. Other questions?
Considering FATSI has a couple years in action, what is the amount that's been diverted from Tabor refunds for that whole period and diverted to a special type of credit versus the distribution prior?
I would say that zero has been diverted in the sense that this legislature makes choices that it is allowed to make under the Taxpayer Bill of Rights concerning fiscal policy. We have had members of both parties, in some cases bipartisan, changes to tax expenditures, credits, and other mechanisms. And that is the law. People claim those credits if they're eligible, if they do the work to do so. And then the math is performed after that under Tabor.
So that was 800. I'm sorry, you gave one figure. I'm trying to get the whole figure. So could you follow up with actual answer to the figures, please?
The answer is that zero is diverted. The Tabor obligation is calculated pursuant to law, regardless of what tax credits are on the books. Other questions? I want everybody to ask at once.
So this goes into effect. This would go into effect for 26 tax years. So the new tax credit, the child tax credit, can be claimed in 2027. And could you talk a little bit, I guess, to implementation?
So different provisions would spring into effect at different times. In some cases where we're changing a credit, it's sort of hard to change it in the middle of the year, so because we already find ourselves in calendar 26. Some of those changes will take effect in 27. Another part of Tabor says that certain things related to income tax have to wait a year. The provision about sales tax could come into effect this year because that's sales tax, not income tax. So the answer to when a provision becomes effective is really going to depend specifically on each provision.
Can you talk a little bit about the decision to move some of this money to the new family affordability credit versus, putting in things like Medicaid, which is obviously a hot topic of JBC right now?
Yeah, I think you saw the report out recently testifying powerfully to how much the family affordability tax credit had done to reduce child poverty in Colorado. I think seldom have we seen any piece of tax policy be that effective that quickly. So that has been kind of our North Star in designing this whole package. Seeing no more questions, thanks for coming.